Three things I wish I knew when I started my quantity surveyor careers. Every time when I think about how my career started, if I have to name three things that I wanted to change or I wish I knew, I could imagine that my career will be ended up not gonna say much better, but much different. The most important things that I wish I knew was how important the networking is. When I first started, and I started to join Quantity Surveyor Institute of New Zealand, but I was too shy, and I don't think that as a quantity surveyor student, I can gain anything by going to those events. And when I started it, and there's not much females to be in the industry, and once I did went to the event, and it ended up that there were like almost 99% are men, and they are much senior looks, and they all wearing suits, and make myself feel very uncomfortable and unwelcoming. So I decided not to do that in the following, probably for the half year, until I recognized that all my other classmates, they all find the jobs through those networkings. And that's when I realized that I actually missing out just because I'm not feeling comfortable about this. The next things that I wish I knew was how important a mentor can make my life different. I didn't have any mentor, and I don't have a construction background, so I don't know anyone know anything about construction other than myself. And I was kind of have no directions, don't know where I should heading, and I finding very isolated. But I thought, you know what, I just keep my head down and do the good works and I should be fine. But it ends up that it's not. And the more I'm into my headspace, and the less that I know what I want to do. And I felt very confused, unclear about my future. And until the second half semester of my study, I fortunate to work for one of my lecturers. And he, because himself was a lecturer, so he naturally wanted to teach me, and he gave me lots of guidance. But he's not a quantity surveyor himself. He's actually more into the architectural rather than quantity surveying. So I still don't have any QS mentor at the time, and I actually missed out a lot of opportunities because of that, because I don't see the future. Then I won't pursue those futures. The very last thing that I wish I knew was the career is a marathon, is not a sprint. But I was comparing myself all the time to others, to my classmates. And there was this legend guy, and he actually got his job at the 7th week of the study. Imagine that you just into not even 2 months of the study, and he already got a job. And my other schoolmates, and they all very similar to that. And when I started my study, the course actually have more than 80% people are working in the industry for many years. They just want to come back and have a qualification. And I don't. And I have no construction background, and it was very tough. And I don't know what to do. But they all kind of like they all know each other. So I keep pushing myself and compare myself to others. And that put me in a headspace that I want to get a job regardless whatever the job is, instead of actually finding the job that's suitable for me for long term and to support me long term for my career growth. I actually want to emphasize a bit more is it is a marathon, and your pathway will be unique to you because you are unique. Don't compare yourself to others. I know it's very hard not to do that, but I compared myself to that guy who got the job at the 7th week, and I was so jealous. I'm like, how come he got the job and I don't? But that's just life, right? And it's just that's his moment at that point, and it's not mine. It's not designed to be mine, and my moment will come when it's right. So if I look back about my career, I actually don't want to change anything about how I picked of my career pathway, because my career pathway contribute to who I am today. And that made me realize that back then I spent so much time to doing self-doubt and to feeling anxious and feeling that I've been left behind, but actually it's not. It is you driving your pathway, and no one you should be compared with, but other than just yourself. Hope today's video can help you. I'll see you next time.